What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Monday night, but for some of y'all, it's Tuesday morning. I had to think about that for a second. So my Tuesday morningers, congratulations. You made it through Monday. Monday nighters, we made it through Monday too. All right, I'm in a good mood. Everybody had a great weekend. I hope we are all officially back to work. Well, listen, I've been working throughout the whole holiday weekend, but you know, we're all back all together, all right? Okay, I have a great show set up for you guys today. A lot is going on. In Behind the Feed and Off the Record, 2 of Diddy's jurors are breaking their silence in the new Netflix series. We're going to break that down and, of course, let you know what 50 Cent said on Good Morning America and all that good stuff. In lead stories, Donald Trump is blaming Pete Hegseth for war crimes, and also Trump is bringing more National Guards to more cities. Whoa. Shocking news. Excuse me, a little under the weather. In quick news, we're going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion, Milagro, fake Diddy pics, Jussie Smollett, Megyn Kelly, Coco Jones, Tupac, Shedeur Sanders, Cardi B, Russel Wilson, and Luigi Mangione. It's been a while since we heard from Luigi. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, and question of the day. Also, for those of you who are like me, who are sick and tired of spam phone calls, emails, text messages, the holiday season, that means spam is going to be at an all-time high. We have a free trial that will get rid of all of that for you from Aura. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Yo, we started this week off positive, man. Let's go. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, in our first story behind the feed and off the record, and our only one, 50 Cent talks new Diddy documentary on Good Morning America. Okay, a lot of talk about this going on today. I'm going to break down to you guys the information we have. There's already threats of Team Diddy suing Netflix. A lot of stuff going on. I'm going to walk you through it. First and foremost, and then actually stay tuned because there's something that people are not talking about, but me being in that courtroom every day, I'm telling you there's something about this documentary that I'm anticipating is going to be groundbreaking, and I don't think anybody's talking about it yet, so stay tuned for that at the end, okay? This documentary appears to be a little bit different than the other quote-unquote Diddy documentaries. 50 Cent sat down with the director of the doc, Alexandria Stapleton, and she started off by saying this. She said, this documentary is a conversation about how we as a society put celebrities on a pedestal and what happens when we do that. This is not a story about Sean Combs, Cassie, the victims, and the trial. It's a mirror that shows what happens when you put celebrities on a pedestal. So, you know, I think we should take that with a grain of salt. Of course, the basis is, of course, Diddy, the case, ever, et cetera, et cetera. But I think what she's trying to get across is, yes, of course, it is about Diddy, but it's more about looking at us as a society and what we do and how we react to celebrities. So I think that's going to be a very interesting facet to this documentary as opposed to the 20,000 other documentaries about Diddy. And I had said that last week where I'm like, I've heard that there's going to be something a little bit different. I wasn't too sure what it was going to be. And now these things are starting to coming out that the whole angle is different. So that's one reason to watch it. Here is, let me read you this. Netflix has debuted its trailer for Sean Combs' The Reckoning, a 4-part Diddy documentary from executive producer 50 Cent. Footage shows Diddy 6 days before his arrest as he tells somebody on the phone, we need to find somebody who will work with us, who has worked in the dirtiest of dirty businesses we are losing. Per Netflix, the docuseries features intimate footage shot with Combs' knowledge in the 6 days leading up to his arrest and indictment. At the time, Combs was under federal investigation. The series will also include interviews from various subjects, including Danity Kane member Aubrey O'Day and jurors who took part in Diddy's trial earlier this year. Okay, so Yes, there'll be never before seen footage, and I'm going to show some of it to you right now. This is actually, hold on, let me get rid of some other things first. 50 Cent denies feud, saying he put 2 of Diddy's kids in his TV shows leading up to Netflix documentary. 50 Cent just wanted to get this out the way. A lot of people are like, oh, this is just a documentary where, 50 Cent is trying to get back at Diddy. For those of you who don't know, most of you should know by now, Diddy and 50 have been literally arguing and hating on each other for the past, 15 years. But for those of you who do know, we've talked about this before. It's not like on the level of like street beef. It's not a Ja Rule 50 Cent. It's more that 50 has just been annoyed by Diddy. There's obviously also business issues. Him and Mace wanted to do, 50 wanted to sign Mace. Diddy didn't want to let him go. He was under contract. I think he wanted like $2 million, and 50 was like, he's not worth $2 million. There was that. I actually heard off the record that there was something even before that. So it just goes deep, but it's just not that deep. So that's what 50 is saying here in the ABC interview. He's like, oh, Diddy says that he wants to take me shopping and I just don't like that fruity stuff. Like, he's still making fun of it. So, and to 50's point, he put 2 of Diddy's sons in his shows. I think, which one was it? I think it was Raising Kanan, and the other one was in, I don't know if they were in Power, or anyways. Diddy would never have allowed his sons to go in there if he really had that much hate, and vice versa. If 50 really had that much hate, he wouldn't have put his sons in there, okay? So that's how you know it's more like of a business thing, and they just don't really have a love for each other. 50 Cent may be clearing the air while also turning the heat all the way up on Diddy ahead of his upcoming Netflix documentary. The rapper and TV mogul posted a clip to his Instagram and wrote, what feud? I put 2 of his kids in my scripted TV shows. I just don't like that he said fruity-ish to me. I don't like it. Before plugging the December 22nd release of the Netflix series. Translation, 50 Cent says there is no ongoing beef, but there is certainly still some tension. That's it. The post appears to tie to the highly anticipated debut surrounding Diddy, etc., etc. Okay, so let's just get that out the way. 50 also said one other thing that I think are kind of ruffling some feathers. I don't really love it either. He says, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as hip hop is fine with his behavior. There's no one else being vocal. It's like, first of all, when did 50 Cent become the spokesperson for hip hop? A, right? B, 50 Cent is not perfect himself. And C, and what I think most importantly, a lot of people have been vocal. You know what I'm saying? Content creators, other artists, media, radio. I think everybody has voiced their opinion. Obviously, there's some people that are, let's just say, still have a friendship with Diddy, or maybe had, close working relationships, and they don't feel like they want to be as vocal out of respect for their old friend. Yes, fine, but you can't sit down and be like, the whole hip hop community has, stayed silent and we need 50 to come and save us. You know what I'm saying? Like, content creators represent hip hop, media moguls, etc., etc. And everyone has been pretty fair, especially after the Cassie tape came out. Before the Cassie tape came out, okay, a lot of people weren't saying much. After that Cassie tape came out, nobody was on Diddy's side, okay? Okay, so that's it. That's what 50 Cent. Now, let's go to this never before seen footage because there's a lot of talk about that. This footage of Diddy, and I'm going to play some of it for you soon, of Diddy arguing on the phone with his lawyers. You're wondering, like, why is this recorded and how did Netflix get a hold of it? So, allegedly, Diddy had there's 2 things that are going on. Diddy had a cameraman and photographer around him all the time, which is very common. Kanye does that. A lot of rappers do that. A lot of people in the entertainment period do that because they make money off of content, especially in today's age. So apparently, from what I've heard, there was one videographer that he had under contract. For some reason, he wasn't able to be there for, I don't know, let's say a week time, or he was sick. He sent somebody else, but this other person that was recording that footage, they're not too sure if he was under contract. So if he is not under contract, Diddy doesn't own that. And now the videographer who's filming it, he owns it. He could have sold it to Netflix. Now there's also another thing that's going on is that Diddy was supposedly in talks or already started talks with Netflix to do a documentary of his own. And some of the footage that Netflix is going to use in this documentary is footage from the Diddy documentary that he was that he was doing with Netflix. But apparently Diddy decided not to do it he decided not to do it when he found out that he wouldn't have a full creative control, and he backed out. But that sounds weird to me, because before you started filming with Netflix, you would know if you had full creative control or not. You wouldn't say, hey, let's film, let's negotiate the terms. Halfway through, be like, what? I don't have full creative control. All right, let's stop, because Netflix would own that footage. So both sound weird to me. One, the outside independent videographer, because if I hire you and you send me your assistant and you're still under the same company, I'm paying that company, whoever you do, whatever cameraman you're using, it should fall under that contract. And then again, with Netflix, I don't see how Diddy would let them film wanting full creative control and not getting it, and then cutting it halfway through. So both sound weird to me. But there has been some official statements made, and this comes from Lauren LaRosa from the Breakfast Club. Shout out to Lauren. You know, that's the team. That's the fam. This is from Diddy's team that told Lauren LaRosa this. We have confirmed that Netflix used footage that was never authorized for release, including private moments, preeminent material from an unfinished project, and conversations including legal strategy that were not intended for public viewing. The footage was created for an entirely different purpose, under an agreement that was never completed, and no rights were transferred to Netflix. See? Under an agreement that was never completed. How could either side start something with an agreement that's never been completed? And this is a statement from Diddy's team. Doesn't say from whom, but somebody from Diddy's team. And if Lauren is saying she got this, we could 100% know it's fact. A payment dispute between outside parties does not create permission for Netflix to use unlicensed private material. See, I think that is the videographer that I was telling you about, the first one that I heard. None of this footage came from Mr. Combs or his team, and its inclusion raises serious questions about how it was obtained and why Netflix chose to use it. In response to the new Diddy documentary with Netflix, Diddy's team also alleges that Netflix is only heightening the core issue by giving creative control to this production to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Diddy's team continues with their allegations. 50 is a longtime public adversary who has mocked Mr. Combs for decades, posting fabricated accusations and publicly celebrating his legal challenges. Even Mr. Jackson has admitted he was shocked Sean even filmed some of these moments, which underscores that the footage is being exploited for entertainment rather than presented with fairness or context. That could get 50 in trouble, by the way. But I will say something before I keep reading. From what I've seen and from what I've heard, I'm just going to put it out there. I feel like this is a Netflix documentary with Alexandra Stapleton. And Netflix was like, hey, yo, Fifth, we're going to give you executive producer credits. You help us market this. People are going to watch it because they know how much you don't like Diddy, and they're going to come and watch it because they know that you are, the pettiest person ever in the world that nobody ever wants to beef with, because you never forget it and you'll drag everybody and their mama. So, we would like to attach you to this project for marketing purposes. It doesn't feel to me like this is a 50 project that he did with, let's say, G Unit Films and then sold it to Netflix. The fact that most of this unseen footage comes already from a Netflix documentary. So there's some trickery that Netflix is doing. That's what it sounds like to me, if you read between the lines. Beyond the legal concerns, Mr. Combs views Netflix's decision as a personal breach of trust. See? It started out as something else. They recorded some stuff. They had some contract issues, and Diddy feels like he had a breach of trust. He has long respected and maintained a positive personal relationship with Netflix leadership. For Netflix to hand his story to someone, who has publicly attacked him for decades, feels to Mr. Combs like an unnecessary and deeply personal affront. He expected fairness at minimum from the people he considered colleagues. Diddy's publicist says their legal team is formally notifying Netflix and says they expect the company to address these issues immediately, by the way, before it releases. So very smart on Diddy's team to get this out by way of Lauren LaRosa and The Breakfast Club. Again, shout out to the fam. This smells like a lawsuit to me, man. This smells like a lawsuit. Diddy's team hasn't fully seen the doc either, only the footage Good Morning America revealed this morning. Okay, I smell something coming on here. All right, I did promise you guys that I would show you the Good Morning America clip, but I'm sure most of you have already seen it, but I'll play some highlights. Before we get to that, there's one other thing that 50 Cent is trying to do, which I just want to get your guys' opinion on, and I'll play the clip for you. So 50 Cent says he hopes his new Diddy documentary shows people Diddy's true character after a clip shows him seemingly disgusted with meeting fans. Yeah, I got to take a bath. It's like 150 hugs. So here's a clip from the documentary, and you will see that Diddy is in Harlem, dapping people up, what's up, whatever. And then he comes in the car, he's like, yo, does somebody have Perel? He's like, no. He's like, yo, I gotta go, I gotta take a bath. Yeah, I gotta take a shower, take a bath, whatever. He's like, yo, I just had like 150 hugs. And 50 is like, yeah, it just shows his real character. Now, if he was in Harlem and he like dapped up one dude or like two dudes and he was like, oh my God, I got back in the car and was like, oh my gosh, I was just in Harlem. I said what's up to one person. Please douse me with Purell. I would say, okay, that's not really cool for him to do. And that's telling of his character. But if you're in Harlem and you're dapping up a bunch of people and you're hugging up 150 people, look, I'm a germaphobe. I have Purell like everywhere in my house. So if I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I'm at meet and greets myself or whatever, like even at my book signings, whatever, I'll dap up to hug or whatever, but at the end, I'm Purelling myself. I just shook hands and touched 200 people. Do you think that's bad on my character? Because by the way, I don't even hide that. I'll do it right in front of everybody. But I am a germaphobe. But I personally don't think that it's a shot on his character. And I think, again, that's 50 just trying to troll Diddy. But all right, let's start off with that clip and then I'll take it back and then I'll show you some other things that we've been talking about. All right, take a listen.
Never before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I got to take a bath.
I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirt. That was, it should show you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah. I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera?
Okay, before we wrap this up, there was one thing I said here at the beginning that I think is going to be the highlight of this documentary that nobody's talking about. We get to hear from 2 jurors. And let me tell you something. Juror number 160, you're going to want to hear from her. Look, me being in a courtroom every day, seeing these jurors, we have to stand, the jurors walk in and they walk out. We have to wait 10 minutes after the jurors are dismissed so that they could leave like the area, get into their car, taxi, Uber, whatever, before we can even leave the courthouse. Nobody has access to the jurors. Nobody was able to talk to them. When I say nobody, I mean like CNN, content creators, new media, or whatever. Every day, all I wanted to do was talk to the jurors. Everybody just wants to talk to the jurors because they are the ones who are deciding Diddy's fate. If you ask me, that's the most advantageous thing in this entire documentary. I guess the 6 days before, whatever about, but what are you really going to show us? Getting into the head and the minds of these jurors. And like I'm telling you, this female juror 160, her facial expression, I don't know if I'm allowed to say her facial expressions. Anyways, let me be careful because you have to be very, very careful with jurors. But she was the juror who I think I'm allowed to say this. She was a juror that I thought, and I told everybody, I'm like, she is not going to find Diddy guilty. I'm like, it's impossible. This girl's not going to find Diddy guilty on any counts. Of course, we all knew the SCX, the trafficking, because we do know, like, you take an Uber from Jersey to New York, that is transportation, which is, let's not get into that, how ridiculous of a charge, but we're like, yes, maybe that, but the SCX on forced fraud and coercion and racketeering, just her facial expressions every day, I was like, no way. And if I'm not mistaken, juror 75, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was, I don't know if he was the lead juror, but of course I remember seeing him. I just don't remember. Anyways, because we didn't go by their original one. We went by juror like 1 to 12. That's how we would talk about them when we came out. Anyways, I can't wait to hear in the minds. You guys will understand more because a lot of you guys feel like, oh, the jury got it wrong. The jury think this, the jury did that, blah, 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 blah. You're going to see from not my perspective or other content creators' perspective or any other news outlets, you get to hear from the actual people that saw every single piece of evidence, the freak off tapes, the video, the sound, the this, that, like, they saw everything. And they are the ones who, don't forget, unanimously, not a hung jury, unanimously said not guilty on RICO, not guilty on SCX trafficking, force, fraud, and coercion, unanimously. And there was only one juror who was undecided with RICO, and then the judge sent them back, and then they came back and it was unanimous. So again, I take no sides in this, but I know there's a lot of people who feel like the jury got it wrong. You will now be able to hear from these 2 jurors why, for them, it wasn't even a question, the SCX trafficking under force, fraud, and coercion. And the only reason why he's in jail right now is for transportation. And just remember that when you watch this. Again, I promise not to get into it, but just remember, Diddy is in jail for 4 years for transportation, hiring a prostitute and transportation, putting them in an Uber. I'm being a little facetious here now, but putting them in an Uber from Jersey to New York is transportation. Technically, it was on a flight from Atlanta to New York, but that is what he's in jail for. That is what is illegal. That's the violation of the Mann Act. You cannot hire a prostitute from another state and fly them in, drive them in. They can't even come in on a skateboard. That's what he's in jail for. Just keep that in the back of your head always. I don't care how much you hate Diddy. I don't care how much you hate the Cassie tape or whatever. Just remember that when you watch this documentary. Woo! I'm excited, man. I really cannot wait to hear these jurors. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Hold on. Let me make sure I have everything. Yep, that's it. All right. Make sure you comment below and let me know what you think. Sound off below. All right. In our first lead story, Donald Trump begins laying groundwork to blame Pete Hegseth for war crimes. All right. For those of you who missed yesterday's episode, we told you that there is an investigation opening up in the House and the Senate by Republicans looking into Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth if they are responsible for war crimes, and if not, straight out unaliving people. Yes, you heard that correctly. And of course, today, this shouldn't even be a shocker. Donald Trump is making moves to just blame everything on Pete, and he has nothing to do with it. By the way, this is Kash Patel, FBI, not looking good for him. Pete Hegseth, not looking good for him at all. I'm predicting, nobody's said this yet, but when the 30 days are up, which is I think like 18 more days, the Epstein files, Pam Bondi is going to have to make some mistake or mess up something and not put them out, and then she might have to get fired. That's 3 of Trump's like biggest bodyguards that are like on the chopping block. Anyways, here's some information about Donnie Trump.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump seems to be setting up everything to blame Pete Hegseth for the war crimes in the Southern Caribbean. Since the bombshell Washington Post story was released earlier this week, Donald Trump has taken steps to distance himself from the action that was taken. He said that, well, he wouldn't have done a double strike. The second strike, he said he wouldn't have done. He then went on to say that Pete Hegseth said that it never happened. He also said that they're going to get to the bottom of it, seemingly suggesting that they're going to have some type of internal investigation into the strike. To me, what that says is, well, everything's going to be Pete Hegseth's fault if there was a double strike, or a double tap strike is what it's officially called. And well, Donald Trump is going to say from the beginning, I was not a supporter of this. One problem for Trump: he's the commander-in-chief. And I'm not sure what's worse, the fact that he says he doesn't know what happened in the Southern Caribbean, where the military is launching missiles at boats, or that he does know, is feigning ignorance, and is preparing to lay his Secretary of Defense out to dry.
All right, in our second lead story, so here we have Pam Bondi confirming that because what happened last week to the 2 National Guards in Washington, D.C., the Trump administration will be flooding as many American cities as possible with military. Cities that had zero to do with what happened in Washington, D.C. to those National Guards will be affected. Are you awake? It's coming. Just listen to Pam and then I'll let you know. This is starting to get crazy.
Working hand in hand with Secretary Noem, Homeland Security. Director Patel has already arrested 500 suspected terrorists since January 20th. We're working hand in hand with Pete Hegseth. And yes, we are bringing in our National Guard to every city we possibly can. Who needs our help? And that's a lot of them. We're tied up, as you know, in a lot of court hearings right now. These young men and women in the Guard, they want to help our country.
I just don't understand. Every time we talk about these National Guards, and of course, rest in peace to the fallen National Guard. I think I remember her name was Sarah. The other one is still in critical condition. Horrible scenario, of course. But we told you that as soon as this happened, Donald Trump ordered 2,500 more National Guards in Washington, D.C. For what? I just don't understand. It was one crazy person. One. And what does this have to do with all the other American cities? Like, we can clearly see that this is Trump trying to get as many of his people into these cities to regulate immigration. Like, we know what you're doing. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy for him and Pam Bondi and anybody else to be like, you guys saw what happened last week? Our National Guards? They're under attack. There was no message. There was no somebody from outside, no videotape saying this is a national, this, whatever. It was one crazy man. And again, not taking anything away, of course, families, everything. But how many things happen around America every day? Because before this, there was National Guards everywhere. And now we need even more National Guards around here. And I asked the same thing like I asked last weekend. This happened while there were National Guards in Washington. Aren't the National Guards they're supposed to be protecting? So how is this happening? And we told you how it happened. It was an ambush style, meaning that even if there was 10,000 National Guards, this still would have happened. It wasn't something that could have been prevented. This guy was hiding behind a building. He just came out and did this. 1, 2, boom. If there was 50,000 National Guards, it would happen. There's people that are just walking in the streets. You walk by a National Guard, you could have something hidden in your jacket, just run up on them and it can happen tomorrow and today. So the president of the United States saying, we need more National Guards everywhere. Like, we are not stupid, sir. We know your mandate. We know you are trying to get immigration under control, and you are doing what you're doing with ICE, and that's a whole other thing. But you're using more National Guards as a scare tactic. That's my theory. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, in our first quick story, Megan Thee Stallion wins defamation case. Milagro found liable, but there is more. First of all, shout out to Megan. I have been very hard on this case. I thought it was just a ridiculous case. I'll tell you guys why. But I said her, Jay-Z, Desiree Perez, or whatever. I thought it was ridiculous. Thought it was frivolous. Regardless, a win is a win. But I'm going to tell you why I think it's ridiculous. You'll hear it right away when I read it to you, okay? So shout out to Megan Cuniff. She's been doing a good job covering this. So Megan says, that was, yes, she's liable. Oh, sorry, on a run. A jury has found Milagro liable for defaming Megan Thee Stallion, intentionally inflicting emotional distress by coordinating with Tory Lanez and for promoting deep fake video. They gave mixed answers to the media's question, but concluded that, yes, Milagro qualifies as media. That was, yes, she's liable for all three claims, though if the judge agrees with the media ruling, the defamation claim will be dismissed because Milagro's lawyers did not serve Milagro with prior notice before suing. Damages are small, $75,000. That's including punitive damage. We don't have to get into the legal jargon. If the judge agrees that she's media, and there's a whole long thing I had here, but I'm not going to read it to you guys. I'll put it up if you guys want to read it. Does she qualify as media? She qualifies as, I live just got a super thanks. See how cool that is? It literally just comes on my phone right away. Okay, I'm not going to stop and answer right now, but I'll read it in a second when I get to comments. So does she qualify as media? So there's things of just because she doesn't work for ABC, NBC, CBS doesn't mean she disqualifies for media. But just because, let's say, she's on a YouTube channel doesn't mean she automatically qualifies for media. So there's parameters. Was she fair? Was she honest? Does it look like she was leaning one way? Whatever, etc. There's a lot of parameters under Florida law that will determine if the judge will decide if she is quote unquote media, because if you're media, you're protected by media. FYI, I'm protected by media. Well, I would be protected under Florida law. Every state is different because I have a YouTube channel. And for example, how I was covering the Diddy case, I came out every day. One day I was like, hey, the prosecution did a really good job. Another day I said, hey, the Diddy's defense team did a really good job. That's media. We're not here to just only tell you our opinions. We're here to tell you the unbiased stuff too, as well as our opinion. So the juror found her media. Okay, she was leaning a little more towards, Megan, leaning a little towards Tory, but did she say some things that were media-esque? Yes. She was still liable for damages. More important, why I think this is a colossal waste of time, $75,000. That's how much Megan Thee Stallion is going to get at Rock Nation. Let me tell you all something, okay? And then I'll conclude and tell you why I think it's even a worse play. Megan Thee Stallion is she's not a mega superstar. She's not a Beyonce, but Megan Thee Stallion is not a B-list celebrity. Megan is a star. Do you know how much it costs to move Megan around? Do you know how much it costs for Megan's hair, makeup, security, this, wherever, flights, She was there for a week. Cardi B said it cost her $40,000 a day to go to court. Megan spent over $75,000 just on security, hair, and makeup. Easily. Never mind lawyer fees, never mind preparation, never mind the amount of money that she lost. Megan makes money with her name and her likeness. She can do an appearance somewhere and get $50,000 a day. She just spent 7 days in court and she got back $75,000. When Cardi B sued Tasha, she sued her for $4 million and won $1 million. Now look, Cardi B still didn't need $1 million, but it's still a lot more significant than 75. And more importantly, Tasha losing the $4 million and have to settling for one, filing for bankruptcy, really set a precedent and scared content creators being like, wow, I can lose $1 million and I might have to file for bankruptcy, right? Tasha K is still now on her Instagram, has like bankruptcy commercials running from the guy that did her bankruptcy because he probably did it for free in return for media promo. So I say that to say, you're not scaring any content creators off with $75,000. And B, how many of you knew the name Milagro before this? For Milagro to have to pay $75,000, but the amount of publicity she got, please sue me. I'll give you $75,000 right now if you sue me. Are you joking? $75,000? That is, you couldn't pay for that kind of promotion. No. Milagro, we're saying some things and doing some things that, yes, were not right. I totally agree with her. Like, I understand why she doesn't like Milagro, but to go to the point of suing her and doing this and teaching her a lesson to do all of this stuff, there's thousands of people doing the same thing that Milagro was doing online. Megan just heightened it. And I bring this to a conclusion to say, as what I've always said from the beginning, Megan's brand took a huge hit when she flipped on Tory. Now, Tory did a bunch of stupid things, and a lot of people agree with her to have flipped, because at first it was, oh, I stepped on glass, and it was like, oh, Tory's talking. Okay, cool, it was him. But regardless of her decision, and that's her decision to make, her brand took a hit. A lot of people turned on her, men and women. And she has been trying to change her image ever since that. And the Tory appeals, this, and every time it keeps coming up, it just keeps reminding people, oh, that's the girl who snitched on Tory, and Tory's in jail for 10 years. And there's a lot of people who feel that she just lied on him, and they feel like that she put him in jail for 10 years and it was a lie. And this, in my opinion, just if I don't like Megan because of this, but I'm kind of like on the fence, then now you're going to take this female black blogger who's doing horrible things to you too, but then you're going to take her to court too for $75,000. It's like, it's just not doing anything for Meg's image. That's all I'm saying. So if this is Meg's personal satisfaction, fine. But what is it doing for the Megan Thee Stallion brand? What has this case done for the Megan Thee Stallion brand? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, if you want to say that it did something for her personally to put Tory in jail, then that's on her. But that didn't do anything for her brand either. And I'm just shocked by Jay-Z, Desiree Perez, who's supposed to be the leaders in the hip-hop community for management and the decisions they have made. Rock Nation has just come across as the management label that wants to take every content creator, every person, anything. You look at us, you smell at us, we're done. We'll just like, and you know what? It's not like that anymore. Milagro's not done. She's not. I told you she's more popular than ever. If she's smart, she'll take this and parlay it, and but it's up to her how she's gonna move. Anyways, I just don't like this. I'm a huge fan of Megan. I love Megan. You guys know it all the time. I love that she stands up for natural Black women. I love that she stands up for being a authentic writer, hip hop connoisseur. Like, she's not a flash in the pan, like, oh, this person raised for me, this whatever, blah blah. Like, Megan is a hip hop, like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not something that's put together. And I just think for somebody like her that's as talented, it breaks my heart to see her end up like this. And I don't think she can come back. I know this was supposed to be quick news and I just went off a little bit, but at least the case is over. I hope Megan moves on from this. I hope she's healed. Just Tory in jail. Milagro was found liable. We'll see what the judge says. If the judge says she's media, then that gets lifted, and I guess she's still technically liable, but then it gets dismissed and she has to pay $75. Megan, just go back to being you, turn the next leaf, and do whatever you got to do. And break up with Clay, because that's not a believable relationship. Y'all know I had to throw Clay in there. I just don't like the relationship. All right, that's it. Y'all sound off below about Megan Thee Stallion, Milagro, Tory Lanez, the whole situation, and even Klay Thompson if you want to, in the comment section below. All right, in our second quick story, Diddy hugged up in prison, new pictures and video, not the real deal. Okay, I thought this would have been obvious, but there's a lot of pictures of Diddy circulating online with like men hugging him up in prison, and one guy, of course, looks very, very fruity. And you would think that people would know that this is AI, but it's not, okay? So people see a picture and they're like, oh, yo, the TMZ logo is there, it must be real. You could just fabricate that. Just wanted to tell you guys, TMZ themselves have come out and says, these pictures are fake. They're not doctored. They have real pictures, but only the pictures that you see on their sites are real TMZ. So if you see a picture with Diddy and it has a TMZ logo, go to TMZ. If it's not there, it's not real. So all these pictures that I've just been playing, it's all fake. Let me know if you guys are disappointed in the comment section below. All right, our third quick story. Cam Newton asked Jussie Smollett if he faked being attacked. I have no reason to do some corny BS like that. Okay, I'm not playing the video because I'm not giving him any attention, but as I say when I do stories like this, I only touch on these things because my job is to give you guys what's going on and what's viral. But for the life of me, I can't understand why people are still interviewing Jussie Smollett or why people care. Like, he's lying, he's going to continue lying, and he's showing us that he's just going to continue lying even if you ask him 20 years from now. So why are we continuing to ask him? But I will read a little bit. Jussie Smollett is once again shutting down rumors that he faked being attacked. In a recent interview with Cam Newton, Cam Newton asked Smollett if he was sticking with his story. He says, there is no story. They're sticking with their story. I've stuck with my truth. He continued, I didn't have anything to do with setting ish up because I'm a grown man and I have no reason to do corny BS like that. If I was going to set some ish up like that, looking for attention, I would make myself look like a hero. I wouldn't look like a victim. If I was going to set up some ish like that, I wouldn't do it with some ASSs like that. I'm a director. I'm an actor. I'm a writer. I'm a creator. It would have been flawless. Can we please stop platforming Jussie Smollett? And please stop asking him this question. He's just going to continue lying. Simple. Okay, there's no need for me to get so worked up there, but he annoys me. All right, in our fourth quick story, this girl gets me upset too. Megyn Kelly defends Trump by saying he only, gosh, I don't even know if I could say this word. I won't say who, but it has to do with Epstein and fondling. So Megyn Kelly is saying that, oh, when you're talking about Epstein and when you're talking about Trump, they think they have something, but the only thing they've ever had is him fondling. What? This is coming from a woman. And if you guys remember, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, she said something about like the definition of a PDF file, P word, And she was like, oh, when I found out the definition, I was like, oh, really? He's not really that. It was this age, but not that. This is, anybody that listens to this woman, I think like, bro, crazy. Anyways, I'll play what I can play, but just listen to Megyn Kelly.
There is not a single woman who has said, yes, I was trafficked by Epstein to Trump. There's one who says Trump walked into a house with Epstein and allegedly fondled her upon meeting her. Okay, that's the best they have so far.
That's the best they have so far. We are talking about the president of the United States of America, the free world. And that's the best you have so far. That's all you need. That's all you need. Done. He should be impeached. It should be done. That's crazy work, man. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I'm on one today or what, but y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our fifth quick story. I'm going to calm down now. Charlie Kirk's half-staff, fallen soldiers, nothing. Okay, I saw this online, and then I saw a couple of people talking about it, and it totally made sense. When Charlie Kirk was unalived, every single flag in the United States was flying at half-staff. We just lost a National Guard member last week. The flags are not at half-staff. Mr. Trump, why so selective, sir? I'm going to let you guys finish thinking, but you know I'm thinking. All right, our sixth quick story. Coco Jones will be singing Lift Every Voice and Sing. That was the wrong melody, wrong tone. Lift Every Voice and Sing at the Super Bowl. Lift Every Voice and Sing will be performed by R&B breakout star Coco Jones. Did I say Coco Chanel? Oh, man. If I said Coco Chanel, I'm going to laugh when I look back at this. Coco Jones. Jones has quickly become one of R&B's leading voices, earning 8 Grammy nominations, including a 2026 Best R&B Album nomination for her debut project, Why Not More, and winning 2024 Grammy for Best R&B Performance for her platinum certified hit, I See You. A multifaceted entertainer and actress, Jones currently stars in Peacock's Bel Air and continues to rise as one of the most compelling new talents in music and culture. Shout out to Coco Jones. Love Coco Jones. Let me know if you guys are excited for this. Are we excited for this year's Super Bowl? I'm excited for Bad Bunny. I'm excited for Coco. Who's doing the national anthem? I just don't know if I'm excited for the actual game because the NFL season is just upside down right now. All my AFC teams that should be there have losing records. They might not even be like in the wild card. Like this is like the most weirdest NFL. Like the Patriots are like 10-2, if I'm not mistaken. Like it's just crazy. Anyways, shout out to Coco Jones. All right, our seventh quick story. Am I seventh? Yeah, seventh quick story. So it was a story. Tupac's unaliving trial delayed. Keefe D defense cites voluminous evidence. The long-awaited trial for Dwayne Keefe Davis, the man charged 2 years ago with the 1996 unaliving of hip-hop icon Tupac Shakur in Vegas, has been pushed back several months to allow his defense team time to process the massive volume of evidence. Davis's trial, initially scheduled to start February the 19th, 2026, has been reset by district court judge to begin August the 10th, 2026. This 6-month delay stems from a motion filed by Davis's new legal counsel. All right. So, I mean, listen, we've waited 30 years. It said 96, right? So we waited 30 years. I guess another 6 months is not going to be the end of the world, but let's get on with it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, our eighth quick story. Shedeur Sanders says, that's a rude question. Okay, man. Y'all know I like Shedeur on the field, rooting for him. Big fan of his pops, the whole family also too. But I love Shedeur Sanders in press conferences. They always try to trip him up. They always try to get him in trouble. They always try to pin him against his coach. They always try to make him get benched by saying the wrong thing. And he runs circles around these seasoned reporters, man. I love him even more. Listen to this.
What did you see on those 4th and 1, those 2 4th and 1s that didn't work? And did you like Kevin having the aggressiveness there, even backed up in your territory?
I mean, first, that's a rude question to ask. If I think, it was a great call by my coach,
Do you like the aggression? Like, do you like the call? Like, do you like?
I like being out there playing.
What's he supposed to say? You know what I mean? Like, and you tried to mask it and like, oh, do you like the aggression? Like, you're not going to say nothing about that. Are you crazy? But smart on Shedeur. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our 9th quick story. Cardi B's Am I the Drama has now sold over 4 million total units in the U.S. Cardi officially crossed the 4 million total sold in the U.S., continuing its run as one of her biggest hits. Yo, I want to stand corrected. For those who were following me daily, first I'm a big Cardi fan, but I was dragging her a little bit for getting caught up in the Nicki Minaj beef and having Nicki Minaj, what I felt kind of like steal her thunder away. Remember the court case, the momentum, the pregnancy, the blah, 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 da, 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 da. Then the album came out. And then like 2 or 3 days later, it was her and Nicki Minaj and they started going crazy. Like it was so much so that we all got turned off. And I was like, oh, come on. Y'all are just getting like saying too much now. And I felt like it took away from the album because online was no longer talking about the album. We were only talking about Nicki. And Nicki was smart and said, hey, seeing that y'all have this attention on me, by the way, my album's coming out March 22nd, 2026, or 23rd, something like that, 2026. Still mad at Cardi for just letting her play her like that and getting her album off of hers. But I guess it worked out for Cardi too because her album's selling 4 mil, which is pretty good in this day and age. So there you go. I always say that, Rock Nation and Megan and all that should listen to me. Maybe, Cardi B doesn't need to listen to me. Maybe Cardi B knows what she's doing. But Megan, y'all are wrong, man. Call me up, man. Music industry, music management for 10 years. I'll help you guys out. All right, our 10th quick story. Trevone Boykin says Thanksgiving at Russell Simmons' house felt strange. No family around. Trevone Boykin is opening up about Thanksgiving he spent at Russell Simmons' mansion years ago, and he says the whole night felt off. Okay, a lot of people are talking about this, and it's going pretty viral. Shannon Sharp, I think, had it on Nightcap yesterday, and he was like, yo, this is why I don't let people in my house. Yo, why would you be invited to Russell and Sierra's house and go on a podcast and talk about this? It's the same thing like I was talking about somebody yesterday, like I can't remember who it was. You want to go viral and you want to say something and get your name out there, but if it's for the wrong thing, you're going to go viral and people are going to know you for being a horrible person. So now you have a small viral moment, but nobody in the industry likes you. Nobody's ever going to invite you to their house and you're ostracized. And nobody will remember what you said 2 weeks from now. I just don't understand this crave. Because you cannot be that clueless to be sitting down on a podcast and be like, yeah, this is going to go somewhere. Like, you're not sitting down talking with your friend. Sure, talk to your friend and be like, yo, it was super weird at Russell's Thanksgiving dinner. His family wasn't there. You would think, if you have that much money, you would fly your family and you do whatever. It was just awkward. It's just weird. Russell and Sierra are going to hear this, clown. Anyways, just want to throw in my 2 cents. Yes, I think this guy is ridiculous, but people do ridiculous things to go viral and don't think about their future. So whatever. Y'all let me know. Y'all weigh in on the comment section below. All right, Luigi Mangione, our 11th quick story. Suited up, Luigi Mangione returns to court as defense fights to erase key evidence. I think I might cover this trial because it's going to be federal, so no cameras, no nothing. And Diddy's Mark Agnifilo, who I saw every day, sat beside his wife. Him and his wife are lawyers for Luigi Mangione. So I might have a little in there. I might go cover it. But before I even answer this, can you ladies really tell me, do y'all really think he's that good looking? Like, it's like, oh, he's suited up, Luigi. Y'all really think this guy's that good looking? I don't know. Luigi Mangione pulled up to court on Monday looking like a man fighting for his freedom. The 27-year-old accused of unaliving healthcare boss Brian Thompson ditched his prison jumpsuit for a gray suit jacket and a crisp plaid flannel. Oh, Lord. But Mangione wasn't there to make a fashion statement. His legal squad came ready to scrap their mission, convince the judge to toss out what prosecutors call some of the most damaging evidence in the case, his personal journal entry where he allegedly claimed the unaliving was justified. That was not all that they wanted gone. His team also wants the court to block everything that the cops pulled from his backpack after they grabbed him at McDonald's in Pennsylvania. No warrant, they argue, no evidence. So I think this is ongoing right now. So I don't know what the result is. I would think if they got these things thrown out, it would be very advantageous to Luigi. But that was our little follow-up. But I think the reason why people are more talking about is the suit and the haircut. Looks like you got a little haircut too. I don't know. And I'm not the guy that's afraid to say if a guy is good looking or not. You guys have heard me say this a bunch of times. Like this guy's a good looking guy. He's not a bad looking guy. Whatever. I just don't see what you girls see in him at all. Please sound off and let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section below. All right, y'all. This brings us to everyone's favorite segment, comments of the day and social discussion of the day. That's why we put it all together, right? Before we get to that, I have a very, very important question to ask y'all. Is your computer, your laptop, or your cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? What's your answer? I really hope it's yes, okay? Let me answer that question for you. Yes, especially if you are not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Guys, it's the holiday times, man. Scamming is at an all-time high. Please go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud to get your 14-day free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you have ever wondered how scammers get your cell phone or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data legally, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. Anytime you fill in anything online, your name, social security number, credit card, anything, it goes in the background, and data brokers sell it in the name of data brokering. We want to know what Mary likes. We want to know what Mary's buying. We want to know this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Spammers can buy that information too, and that's how these people get your phone number. And that's why they send you these links. Then you click one of those links and you'll lose everything. Your credit card is stolen and this, and there's even stealing homes and taking out loans against your equity and stuff. Y'all have to get Aura, and just trust me, okay? For all of these reasons is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and outlouders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. And just to reiterate, if you went manually to each site and was like, can you take my information off? Okay, you'd be safe. But you are on too many platforms doing too many things, and you're too busy with your life to be doing that. Aura does this automatically and just removes all of that background information and never lets them have it. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and leaving your back door open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts if your credit card or banking information is ever found on the dark web. You also get a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager. They have US-based support, round-the-clock customer service. Also, in the event that anything does go wrong, Aura includes, not offers, they include $5 million identity theft insurance protection. First of all, if you don't have a digital security package, that's just crazy. You need to have one. And if you do and you don't have Aura, it doesn't make sense because nobody offers this much in one package. And It's free with the link below or the QR code beside me. It's free for 14 days. You can take it to see all your information that's out there and click on a button and get it all gone for free before the holidays. I don't know, like seriously. Send me a gift package or something. Thank me, like trying out loud, man. We love you. I'm trying to help y'all out here. Okay, what are we doing now? I got a super thanks. I don't know why I'm in such a good mood today. Hold on. I love doing this here live with you guys. As we were recording, we got a super thanks from Alicia. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Alicia Ambersley. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic, but I think it's Alicia. I got at least the first name right. Hey, Trend, this is your girl from Cleveland, Ohio, your Jamaican sister. What up? What up, my sistren? I think I started to watch you last year, and you're the only podcast that I ever watch or listen to. Even my husband started to listen to you and watched. He said he would ask me at times, are you going to watch your guy? Hey! I love that. I would laugh and we would both watch you on YouTube. Talking about the leftovers with Jamaicans, we don't waste anything when the food is stale. For some reason, it tastes better. And of course, you put it in the freezer. I appreciate you. You enlighten us every day and bring us the tea. Respect. Big up yourself. Let's go. Yo, those are my favorite super thanks or just even messages to get. I love when one person in the house is watching the show and they're like, yo, who is this guy yelling out, it's Friday? Or like, who is this guy yelling out, let's go? And then they'll tell me, oh, he came in the room or she comes in the room and they're like, hey, this guy is crazy. Yo, but he's funny or he's this or he's entertaining, whatever. And then you both watch together. My favorite. I've gotten comments like this where it's like moms and daughters and they're like in different states and they watch the show and they get on the phone and talk. Love. Thank you so much for this. And it is a super thanks. So I'm going to reply right away live. I'm going to cut it here, but hold on. All right, y'all, I am back. All right. Also now, as always, we are going to take a random, hold on. We're going to take a random comment. So we read all super thanks and random ones. We'll scroll down here, go like this, go here, and land. And all right, this is from, oh my gosh, this is really hard. Tuna Delea Johnson. I'm really sorry if I wrote that wrong. Please don't be mad at me. TOL, first, I rarely comment, but I enjoy your channel and felt the need to offer some encouragement. You're a breath of fresh air. You seem like a genuine, kind, and compassionate person. Some might say too sensitive. I'm very sensitive too and have learned that having a big heart can lead to even bigger heartbreak, especially in the romantic department. Having said that, I've learned to be content and happy with myself. I respect that you recognize what you have to offer and are unwilling to settle. The world will be much better and safer if more people were willing to do the same. Yo, I'm feeling the love today, man. Thank you. Yeah, some people might say I'm too sensitive. I don't know. Maybe it's the cancer in me. And yes, I am a lover at heart. And but I do know that, I would not settle for anything, and I will stay single for the rest of my life until I find the person that I know that I deserve their love and they deserve my love. I would rather not get up involved in those kind of things. And I agree with you. I think that there'd be much less divorces and much less breakups and blah 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 if more people did that and took time to really understand the person they're being with. So guys, I am blown away, man. Comments today were on point. Thank you. Okay, before we get to social discussion, just want to remind you of anybody who wants to know how to give a thanks or a super thanks. It all started when people were asking me how to, if I had a PayPal or a Venmo because I wanted to support the show. The easiest way is that thanks button. It's at the bottom of every single video. If you're on your phone, you might have to scroll. It's right where there's a like button, a remix button, a share button. There's this buttons right underneath. You'll see thanks. You click that. You'll have a little dial. You could support, give back whatever you want. You could change the little thanks in there to comment whatever you like to comment. And like you just saw today, it literally gives me a notification. It's like sending me a text message. If you would like, I'll read your comment back the next day. And whatever amount you give, we really appreciate you sponsoring and helping out the show. Here is YouTube explaining it better than I can.
Buy a super thanks by clicking the thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
All right, a second way, if you guys are interested to help back and give to the show, is sign up and be an Out Loud member today. First link below or the join button above me. With the Out Loud membership, you get loyalty badges, emojis, member-only live stream, member-only videos, early access, to videos, and member shoutouts. Sorry. Need to drink some water. Sorry about that. And also you get access to my vlogs, which I am promising I will do one this week. I know I missed it last week, but for those of you who don't know or are not members, my vlogs, I kind of just get into my life, get into my business for those of you who want to know. So it's kind of like behind the scenes, sit back. It's like a vlog style recorded on my cell phone. So make sure you sign up. A lot of advantages. And more important, you're giving back to your favorite YouTube host, okay? What else was I going to say? Yeah, when you get to the membership window, you'll see different levels: Out Loud, Family, MVP, Proud. Those are just from people asking us, hey, we want to give back more monthly. So every single level gives you the same access. We're all one big happy family. Just some wanted options to pay a little bit more. Whatever you decide, whichever one you want to sign up to, we just appreciate the support and the love. So thank you very much. Okay, let's get over social discussion. A lot of people talking about this. There is an Amazon driver, okay? Amazon driver is now facing backlash for not delivering on the doorstep due to a snow-filled driveway. I'll play the video here for you. For those of you who are not seeing the video, I don't think you need sound because you need to hear what the guy is saying. Here, just take a listen.
I'm not walking to your door. I'm not walking through snow. I don't know what type of hazard lies under the snow. You come to the edge of your driveway and pick up your package. If you know you're getting packages to your house, clear your driveways.
So, I mean, listen, for my daily listeners, you know, I bring things to social discussion where I could see both sides. Sometimes I'll lean to a side. Sorry, guys. I just have to get some water. Look, first of all, I would have to see what the rules are for Amazon. If the rules are for Amazon, if you're getting a delivery, your driveway must be clean or you cannot get your package, then he's in the right, because you never know if let's you hire somebody to do something at your house. So they'll send you an email that says, you know, when our delivery guy or when our fix-it guy comes, make sure your fence is open, make sure there's no dogs in the backyard, make sure this, da-da-da. So first, that's the first thing. Does Amazon have that? If they do not have that, then I would think that he should come up. Now, yes, from just another human to a human, if you know you're getting a delivery, you should clean your snow. But again, I would put it on Amazon. Now, the one thing, there's two things. So a lot of people like the fact that the Amazon driver was like, hey, he put it in a plastic bag, tied it up, put it in the snow. At least he's trying. But the fact that the one little thing for me, when he says, I don't know what hazards are underneath the snow. I kind of feel like he's kind of doing it on purpose. Like if he would have had a video and he was walking out and he, let's say, I don't know, like it looked like it was up to his ankle, but then he slipped down and it went to his knee or something. And it's like, wow, this is a lot deeper than I thought or whatever, you know, but like, I don't know what hazards are underneath there, bro. It's snow on a driveway. Like, stop it. So I'm kind of torn on this. But if I have to make a decision, I would not think that he is wrong. Again, it really depends on Amazon and their policy. But I like the fact that he put it in a bag and at least put it out there. I would have liked to have seen him make an effort. Hey, I stepped out here. It's up to my knees. I cannot make it. Help. So I'm on the fence, but I still think he did the right thing. Y'all sound off and let me know in the comment section below. Okay, I was really excited to get to this one. Question of the day. Ladies, what do you think would be the worst thing about being a man? All right, if you guys remember last week, I asked you guys, it was men, what do you think the worst thing about being a woman is? So this is the vice versa. Okay, this person wrote a paragraph. The worst thing about being a man in 2025 is the pressure to be everything at once. Men are expected to be strong, but also open, provider, but also emotionally available, confident, but never too much, protective, but never controlling. They're told to speak up, but also not take up too much space, to show emotion, but not in a way that makes them look weak. A lot of men carry silent battles, stress, fear, expectations, and responsibilities without ever admitting how heavy it gets because they feel like nobody would take them seriously. Being a man means constantly trying to balance who you truly are and with who everybody expects you to be. And that's a weight most people don't always realize they have to carry. It's called being a man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you were wrong. I think some things were, being a little bit extra, but that's called being a man. I don't think that's too much. Next person says, thinking it's okay for a man to cry. It is okay. You matter and your health matters. I'm rooting for you, wishing you inner peace and healing. How is that the answer? Ladies, what do you think would be the worst thing about being a man? Okay, I understand what you're saying. The worst thing about being a man would be thinking that it's not okay to cry. Okay. Okay, this is one. I don't know if I could read this out loud. Hold on. Okay, I'm not going to read that. The pressure to never show emotion and always be strong. Yo, where are you guys getting this from? Why can't men show emotion? I show emotion here every day. Like, I'm emotional and I'm still strong. This is like, I don't like that stuff. Like, men can't show emotion. They can't do this. They can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You could do all of that. I think some men are afraid to show emotion, but I don't know a woman that would be opposed to a man who, I'm not saying to be like super overly emotional, but you could show emotion but still be strong. Like the other, it's just a delicate balance. Anyways. If my hairline started to grow back as far as Mr. Burns at a unique age of 20, I'd be pissed. The hardest thing about being a man is, okay, I'm not going to say that. She put an emoji, a shrimp emoji. Financial pressure. Okay, I'm looking for some other things here. Come on, man. Women's was so much more fun than this. Everything is like, working hard, or there's things that I can't read. Like somebody said something about the morning time and it looking like it hurts. Anyways, I still read it. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Not being able to express emotion. That's not true. Being secretly in love with your homeboys. Oh my gosh. Being DL and unable to live your true self. Not feeling safe in the world. Okay. Some walking around with okay, a lot of these are things that I can't say. Spending all the money, dealing with women. Oh gosh, being a man. All right, I don't really love all these answers here. Somebody said having a big ego, but the money doesn't match, trying to act hard all the time, acting like nothing bothers me, and consistently trying to find myself from woman to woman, but never doing the inner work or understanding myself. Jeez. Y'all sound like, ladies, what do you think the hardest thing, what is the worst thing about being a man? Let me think. What's the worst thing about being a man? I think I answered it yesterday. Not yesterday, or last time. The worst thing about being a man is not being able to have kids. That's to me the worst thing. I love being a man. There's nothing I love more than being manly. Like I wake up every day excited to be even more manly than I was yesterday. Like that's all I care about. So I love it. Except for the fact that I can't have kids. I would do anything. I would pay any amount of money to be able to get pregnant, grow a child inside me, birth it, and then my body be able to create food to feed it. I think that's the coolest thing on the planet ever. And that's the only thing I think that we're missing. Like I would trade it in tomorrow morning. And all the amazing things of being a man, it pales in comparison to that. So I would give everything, all the man stuff up to be able to have kids. Not to just be a woman. Don't think I want to be a transgender. Just I want to be able to have children. I want to be able to grow a child inside me and give birth. That's the coolest thing ever. We all are born from a woman. What? And as a result, you're connected to the earth different, and you're all different supreme beings. And we're just walking around here just like, look at these amazing vessels of greatness. We just got to sit here and just be like, yeah, we're men. That's the worst thing about being a man. Trust me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, y'all. That is it for To Me. Yo, I thought we had a good show, man. Whoop, whoop. That was my best show since I've been back from Phoenix. I was tired when I came back from Phoenix. Got right off the plane, did a show. Back and forth, big weekend, whatever. Woo! I am back, baby. Thank you guys for kicking it with me. Before I let you go, just want to remind you of 3 things. First thing, for those of you who want to give back to the show, use that thanks button. One of my favorite things, all right? Make sure you use that thanks button. Second way you want to give back to the show, sign up for the Out Loud membership. It's super fun over here. First link below or the join button above us. Third of all, it's holiday season. Please do not do anything online without clicking the second link below or the QR code beside me. Save yourself from all of the spam that's going on. It's absolutely free to sign up with Aura. They can show you all your information that's out there and take it offline for you. $0 for free. All right. Sign up today. Okay. That's done. Let me remind you guys of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud show. For those of you who like to listen to your entertainment, head on over to any podcast platform and type in Trend Out Loud. The show will pop up. Do not forget to hit that follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time I upload a new show. And we upload 7 days a week, so do not miss out. Now, if you're like me and you like to watch your entertainment and you need video, head on over to YouTube, type in Trend Out Loud. When the show pops up, I'm going to need you to do 6 things. First 2, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get the algorithming. Third thing, most important for me personally, is please try to comment. You guys are my co-hosts. We do the show together. Men, women, husband, wives, daughters, sons, pets, everybody, all right? This is a community we're building here, so I need you all to comment. I bring the topics. You got to answer me back, even if you disagree with me. I actually like when you disagree with me, okay? I love that. I like a difference of opinion. For those of you who don't want to join in on the conversation, I do not want you to feel pressured. One of the greatest things I love to see every night when I'm looking at the comments before I go to bed is seeing how global this show is. So just write me the country or city that you're watching from. It will put a smile on my face, all right? So that's what you can do if you don't want to join in on the conversation. Now, the fourth thing, if you're really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it definitely helps in growing the channel. And we are here to grow this channel, this platform, and this community. 5th, sign up for the Out Loud membership today. And number 6, hit that thanks button and give back to your favorite YouTube host. For those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trend Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, please try to follow us on our Instagram page. It's called The Trend Out Loud Show. On there, we post all the videos that we can't post in entirety here on YouTube. So it's a better 360 way to get enjoyment from the show. YouTube has a lot of restrictions and copyrights. We can't play this. We could play clips. Instagram, we put it all up there. So make sure you follow the Trend Out Loud Show on IG. That's it for today. I really hope that you enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it. So, hey, I'm just going to... It was a good show. Enjoy the rest of your Monday or Tuesday morning. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Turn Out Loud. Peace!